hvad?
Det er så sejt. Jeg tror fra mit hjerte, at Danmark har en rigtig stor chance at vinde et ædelmetal ud af stor format.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the FEI World Cup Dressage here in Vilhelmsborg, Denmark. The FEI World Cup is the most prestigious individual competition in the international dressage calendar. A truly global series that started in 1985 that covers 4 leagues across the world, including the Pacific, the North American, the Central European, and the Western European League. The best 9 athlete and horse combinations from the Western European League will qualify for the final, which is being held in Omaha in the United States of America in April next year. The riders will have 11 chances of qualifying in 9 countries over 6 months. But first up, we welcome you to the opening leg here in Vilhelmsborg. We have a fabulous lineup of 16 horse and rider combinations coming forward this evening for the short Grand Prix. We'll have a look at the start list in just a few moments' time. The short Grand Prix has all the movements you would expect, but in a more condensed version, throwing in some new challenges for our combinations.
At the highest mountains, on the longest river, where cozy cities meet the wide open countryside.
I'm Natasha Baker, and I am so excited to watch along with you tonight.
Meet me where the locals meet the
If
world,
you get your pens out, I can tell you the dates of the Western European League over the next 6 months, and we will be bringing you all of the action here on FEI TV and Clip My Horse TV. So get your pens out, get your phones out, make some notes. So obviously this is the first and the opening leg here in Denmark. I'll give you the dates of the freestyle. The Grand Prix is the day before. So next up we have Lyon. That's just next week on the 28th of October. We then head to Stuttgart on the 12th of November. Madrid on the 26th of November. Then we head to London XL the 16th of December. There was another one before that in Austria, but that has been cancelled. Then we have Mechlin on the 29th of December. Basel the 15th of January. Amsterdam 28th of January. And then in February we have Neumünster on the 19th and Gothenburg on the 25th. And then finally, the final leg is in the Netherlands, in 's-Hertogenbosch on the 11th of March. You can just see the judges and the writers taking their places. People coming into the arena. We normally have a really fantastic atmosphere at this show. It's not always been here in Wilhelmsburg. It used to be in Herning, where they had the World Championships earlier this year. This is a fairly new venue for the World Cup. They hosted it here in 2020. Back to Herning last year and now back here this year.
A place where the
Danish crowd really get behind their riders.
A place where things
it's a fantastic atmosphere.
See the past,
and we've already this weekend had some great competitions.
Meet me in the center of the old
There's
Viking
been an
Empire,
under 25 competition, CDI 3-star small tour.
People alive believe the quality of life
also junior competitions as
contemplation,
well,
and community.
So lots going on here, lots
Meet
of
me in a cave
spectators.
of wonders, at the highest mountains, on the longest river, where cozy cities meet the wide open countryside, where it all comes
Tonight we have
together.
some incredible combinations, including horses and riders from the World Championships in Herning this summer, including some of the World Championship team gold medalists, alongside some big names in the dressage world, including past championship medalists and World Cup champions. We are in for a very exciting evening of sport. First horse and rider combination will be coming in at 6:30 local time, so just a few minutes to wait.
Kære publikum, det er blevet tid til FEI Dressage World Cup Grand Prix, præsenteret af Blue Horse. Blue Horse blev grundlagt i 1991 ud fra et ønske om at styrke alle aspekter af dressursporten. Dengang og helt frem til i dag var et af de primære mål altid at have en rytter fra Blue Horse på det danske landshold, og indtil videre er det blevet mere end indfriet. Dette ønske har båret både hængste, ryttere og afkom til konkurrencer
just
over
taking
hele
their
verden.
places now.
Og
I can
således har Blue
run
Horse i
through
dag mere end
the
30
lineup
års
of
erfaring
judges
inden for både
with
sport
you.
og
So
avl.
at E, we will have Suzanne Barak from Denmark. At H, we have Germany's Elke Ebert. At C, the president is Maria Kollinder from Finland. At M, we have the Netherlands' Mariette van Ganswinkel. And then at B, Denmark's Hans Christian
Disse
Matheson.
faciliteter giver Blue Horse mulighed for at være vært for store ridebegivenheder, herunder ungheste og følgechampionater,
FEI Dressage World Cup
og meget
Grand
mere.
Prix tonight
I
is
dag er
presented
Blue Horse
by
en
Blue
af verdens
Horse.
førende hængstestationer. Blue Horse kan bryste sig af at være hjemsted for den legendariske hængste, som Blue Horse Don Jufro og Blue Horse Sack. Hængstene fra Blue Horse har vundet medaljer ved verdens største mesterskaber, og flere afkom efter Blue Horse hængste er ligeledes at finde i toppen af dressurranglisterne. For at understøtte rejsen har Blue Horse også skabt deres egen linje af plejeprodukter, Blue Horse Care, som omfatter mere end 70 løbende udviklede produkter.
So obviously this is the first one here in Vilhelmsborg in Denmark. The next up is Lyon next week, 28th of October. Stuttgart the 12th of November. Madrid 26th of November. London XL 16th of December. Mechlin 29th of December. Basel 15th of January. Amsterdam 28th of January. Neumünster 19th of February, Gothenburg 25th of February, and Sertogenbosch 11th of March. So that is 11 chances of qualifying, 9 countries and 6 months. I am so excited to be bringing you this first leg of the FEI Dressage World Cup. As I said, always a great atmosphere here in Denmark.
FEI
of course, they brought the World Championships to us this year, and what a World Championships it was. Denmark, of course, clinched that team gold medal.
Unique opportunity to judge the competing riders
it was
here in
such a fantastic event.
On upcoming FEI Dressage World Cup Western European
We have 5 minutes to go before the
competition
competition starts, before the first horse and rider come in. And make sure you download the Spectator Judges app. It's brought to you by SAP. If you go to the Play Store on your Android or the iTunes Store on your Apple, you can download the app for free, and you can judge along and see how close you are to our amazing panel of judges.
To a future FEI Dressage event.
You can pick up points along the way.
The judge's seat is
you
yours.
can
Download
win the
that
chance of coming along to some of the competitions. So make sure you download that Spectator Judging app now. You've got just 5 minutes to do so before the first horse and rider combination come forward. Final is being held in Omaha in the United States of America in April next year. 9 athlete and horse combinations from the Western European League will qualify for the final. Of course, our reigning champion Jessica von Breda-Werdel, she automatically gets her place as long as she competes in 2 of the World Cup qualifiers. She hasn't come forward today.
There's 4 leagues that make up this series truly global and provide athletes from all around the world with an opportunity to qualify for the final, which will be taking place in Omaha in April 2023. As one of the most prestigious series on the International Dressage calendar, it is with great anticipation that we watch this season's qualifiers unfold and reveal.
So, of course, the short Grand Prix we will be bringing to you tonight. We have the freestyle tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be bringing that to you at 2 o'clock. That is, of course, Central European summertime. So if you're watching from the UK, that is 1 o'clock British summertime.
Klasse har 16 deltagere til jer. De kommer fra 7 forskellige nationer. Finland, Danmark, Sverige, Norge, Holland, Marokko og Tyskland. Og klassen bliver dømt af dommer ved E. Susanne Boger fra Danmark, dommer ved H. Elge Ebert fra Tyskland.
We have riders today coming forward from Sweden, from Norway, from the Netherlands, of course, plenty from Denmark, from Belgium, from Morocco, from Germany, and from Finland. And there you can see our judges. I ran through them earlier. Suzanne Barup at E from Denmark, Elke Albert from Germany at H, Maria Karlander from Finland at C, Mariette Sanders Wangenswinkel from the Netherlands at M, and Hans Christian Matheson from Denmark at B.
Og så vi klar til at invitere den første rytter ind i arenaen.
One of the most elegant equestrian disciplines returns indoors for a brand new season, showcasing the ultimate expression of horse and athlete working in harmony. The world's most awe-inspiring combinations will
be bringing you the start list in just a moment.
In April 2023, with emotional intensity and attention to detail on display, this is the pursuit.
So here we go. Up first is Jacob Norby Sorensen and Shirin from Sweden. Mathilde Marie Classon from Norway. Emmelie Scholtens and the lovely Desperado NOP. They're coming third in. Anna Kasprzak in fourth. Nanna Merrald Rasmussen and Blue Horse Saint Chufro. Marc Peter Spahn Down there, lone Bang Zindorff, Denise Nekeman, Johanna Due Boje and Yessin Rahmouni. And further down, Daniel Bachmann Anderson, he of course was on that gold medal winning team, as was Carina Cassoe Kruth and Helen Stanseva, Dorothee Schneider, a former medalist, Andreas Helgstrand, and the wonderful Jovian Kanerva from Finland. And then finally, Helen Langehanenberg and Annabelle 110 is last to go at 8:42. But we welcome in our first combination now. This is Norby Sorensen. He is 34 years old, ranked 138. He's riding the 11-year-old Oldenburg by Sir John Hall out of a Johnson TM mare. This is Sheeran. This combination started their year at Neumünster World Cup qualifier in February. They finished 16th in the short Grand Prix with 68.684. Unfortunately, with the top 15 qualifying for the freestyle, he just missed out on going through. The last time out was at the Rotterdam CDIO 5-Star Nations Cup, where they finished 23rd in the Grand Prix with 67.457 and jumped up to 10th place in the freestyle with 73.340. They also helped Sweden into 3rd place in the Nations Cup team competition. So in the arena now for Sweden, it is Jacob, Norby Sorensen and Sheeran. A little bit shy of X there and just leaving that right hind out. A nice big expressive horse. Would like to see a bit more engagement from the hind leg there in the extended trot. A bit more ground cover needed into a bit of a steadier contact. Lovely uphill frame though. Nice positioning here in the half pass. Good crossing. Again, just fiddling a little bit into an unsteady contact. Again, nice positioning, just the contact I feel bringing that score down. Went to correct the hold. Corrected on the left hind, but then was a little bit out on the right again. Always a tough decision as a rider whether you correct a halt or not. Is it worth the risk? And by the looks of it, it wasn't quite worth it that time. 5s and 6 from one of the judges there for that movement. Nicely on the spot there in the Piaf. Some good energy. And some smooth transitions. So extended walk across the diagonal, very short diagonal there. Just needed to watch the rhythm. Could also, I feel, have just let the rein go. Didn't really see much difference between the collected and the extended walk. Nice transition into the canter. And straight into the canter zigzag. Keeping nicely parallel here. Nicely executed. He's really managing to maintain that lovely uphill frame throughout the test. Some good air time here in these 2-time tempi changes. keeping nice and straight on the diagonal line. Yeah, fairly nice in the canter pirouette. So this line very similar to that is in the Grand Prix special, showing those one-time changes off down the centre line. Nowhere to hide from the judges. Better pirouette there to the left. Much more on the hind leg. Final centre line, where we will see the Piaffe at X. Had a really good first Piaffe, good energy coming into it here in the passage. Good transition, just overshot X slightly again. Would like to see that more on the spot in the Piaffe that time. As they come down to the final halt, there we have it for Jacob Norby Sorensen and the lovely Sheeran. A great start to this competition. A really, really super job. A lovely horse, just 11 years old, so plenty of potential for the future. Some really lovely Piaffe passage work. Good tempi changes. That left pirouette was gorgeous. Just for me, I would like to see more expression in the first extended trot, but we have a score and it is into first. Obviously 69.368%, 70.395 from E, 66.316 from H, 69.868 from C, 70.921 from M, and 69.342 from B. In fact, a personal best for this combination. Some really, really lovely work. Just at times for me a little bit unsettled in the contact in the trot work initially. We could see that in the trot half passes, but much better here in the canter work. In fact, picking up plenty of 8s from the judges. Really lovely, expressive flying changes. Maintained a nice uphill tendency throughout there. We could see the ones on the centre line. Some really lovely steps, nice and active in the Piaffe, the passage work. Some good transitions. A really, really great job there from Jacob Norby Sorensen. And what a place to get your personal best. So next into the arena, it is one for Norway. It is Mathilde Merrald Classon. She's just 22 years old. Ranked 264th, she is riding Sandbeck's Rio EL, a 12-year-old Danish warm-blood gelding. They competed at the first World Championships this year. They finished 48th in the Grand Prix with 69.317, an incredibly strong field, having only ever been at Senior Grand Prix for a year. So into the arena now, Mathilde Merrald Classon and Sandbeck's Rio EL. They are representing Norway. She's come up through the youth classes. Made a couple of trips to the UK to train with Kira Kirkland and to compete. 3-star. She hopes to represent Norway at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. So great to see these young riders coming up through the youth classes and into Senior Grand Prix. Some nice steps here in the trot half pass. Just see a little bit of tension creeping in at times Would like to see it just softer through the contact. This horse has plenty of expression. Oh, that's a shame. Just lost the balance into the halt, and that looked like a few too many steps in the rein back as well. Only 5 steps needed. Yeah, some fairly good steps there in the piaffe. Nicely on the spot. Again, you can just see the tension creeping in at times, can't you? Him just resisting a little bit to the contact. And again, that tension just affecting the walk rhythm. He's ready to get going into canter. No real extended walk shown there. 4s and 5s for the judges. That's better. Yeah, those last few steps just before she picked up the canter was nice. Again, would just like to see him a little bit more submissive to the bend, especially in these half passes. There's a big atmosphere at these World Cup shows, and you know, going to the World Championships in a big stadium, that atmosphere can kind of get lost. However, here in these indoor competitions, it is extreme. Lovely in those one-time changes, really nice and uphill. Yeah, slightly better in the canter pirouette to the left. Started off nicely, then just fell a little bit flat. And again there, I'd like to see a bit more from that extended canter. Again, some good steps there in the piaffe, some fairly nice transitions. Just the tension again creeping in for me, which is preventing from giving those really high marks. But a great job from Mathilde Merrald Classon and the lovely Sambeck Rio EL. Just 22 years old, this rider. We're just waiting for those scores to come through. A really, really great job. She really managed him very, very well. You could really see the tension coming through in the walk work, which unfortunately was scored very low today.
Well, great start to the competition.
But she managed that incredibly well. And I'm sure that would have given her and this horse plenty of confidence.
Here we go.
So a score coming in.
Age 66.842, C65.921, M64.
The scores are 61.711 from E, 66.842 from H, 65.921 from C, 64.474 from M, and 62.763. Into second place there, a total score of 64.342. As I said, yeah, just the tension today was getting in the way of those high marks. But look at the talent, lots of expression from this horse. And I think if he can just keep his cool and trust his rider a little bit more. Lovely, lovely presentation there in the Piaffe. Plenty of talent, as I said, some really nice big ground covering tempi changes. You can see there in the 2s and the 1s. Really well ridden from Mathilde. Next into the arena we have the fabulous Emmelie Scholtens, and she's riding at Desperado NOP. Emmelie, 37 years old, ranked 27th in the world. Desperado, a 14-year-old KWPN stallion. So great to see this combination back in the whiteboards. This is their first international since Aachen CDI 4-star in September 2021, where they were third in the Grand Prix. It was 73.783 and had a win in the freestyle with a huge 83.110. Emmelie had some time out of the arena to have a baby girl in February this year, so congratulations, Emmelie. One of their most successful wins was in Mechlin World Cup qualifier in December 2019, where they won the Grand Prix with 76.478 and the freestyle with their personal best of 85.075. So in now, for the Netherlands, Emmelie Scholtens and Desperado NOP. He looks very happy to be back in the arena, doesn't he? An unsettled first halt. She didn't hang around, and actually the new rule brought out by the FEI is that you must halt for at least 3 seconds. So 4s and 5s across the board there from the judges, but my goodness, this horse is looking so well. So much expression. Obviously a low start there because of that first halt. So much expression, lots of elasticity. He is a real powerhouse of a horse. Enormous ground cover here in the trot half passes. Just leaving that left hind leg out, a little bit progressive into the halt. Losing that uphill tendency in the rein back, just not really picking up in the shoulder. Little miscommunication there into the passage. As I said, their first competition back since September last year. So just a few mistakes creeping in. Yeah, kind of, that Piaffe was in 2 stages, wasn't it? It started quite nicely and then had a few steps forward and then was good again towards the end. Good transitions from the Passage to the Piaffe. Can he keep his cool in the walk? Just having to be very careful of the rhythm here. Good steps in the canter half passes. Again, it's just those little bits of miscommunication, and I just think, having been out of the whiteboards and Emmelie having a baby break, you know, it takes time to build that partnership back up again. He just looks a little bit ring rusty today, but my goodness, you can just see the talent and the expression is all there. It's just putting those pieces back together again. great ability to really sit and take that weight in the hind leg. Together behind in one of the first, and again there in the flying changes. Interesting, actually, the judge at E and the judge at B picked up on that. The other three, not so much. Really nice canter pirouette to the left. The score picking up now. I feel like she could have gone for the extended canter a little bit more. Lovely here in the passage. Really nice in the frame, keeping that pole at the highest point. Good activity coming into the piaffe. Yeah, better this time. Much better transitions too. As she comes to the final halt. There we have it for Emmelie Scholtens and Desperado NOP. They are back. It is so fantastic to see them back in the arena after a year and 1 month. Emmelie, a huge smile on her face. Of course, she competed her other horse, Indian Rock, the lovely 9-year-old stallion, at this year's World Championships, only 6 months after giving birth. This woman is a superhero. She made it through to the freestyle final and finished 15th with 74.589. But back now with Desperado NOP. This stallion had a win at the Mechlin World Cup qualifier in 2019. Not sure it's going to be a win tonight. Just some small miscommunications in their test today.
Here we go.
But some scores coming through. And she's into the lead. 70.395 at E, 73.947 at H, 69.211 at C, 71.053 from M, and 70.789 from B. 71.079 there for Emmelie Scholtens and Desperado NOP. Some really, really lovely work. Gorgeous half passes. And this stallion just has so much expression. He really, really oozes talent. As I said, just a few miscommunications today, which prevented them from the really high marks. But I think tomorrow in the freestyle, they are going to come back even stronger and sort those little errors out. We could see a few mistakes in the one-time tempies down the centre line. That scored a little lower, but a really, really great job from Emmelie today. So into the arena next, we have the first representative from the home nation, Denmark, is Anna Kasprzak, and she's riding Addict de Massa. Anna is 33 years old, ranked 58th in the world. They're into the arena now, Anna Kasprzak and Addict de Massa. He is a 12-year-old Portuguese sport horse stallion by Saint-Amour, OLD. This combination have been together since 2019 when they first started International Grand Prix here at Vilhelmsborg at the CDI 3-star, scoring 66% for 9th place in the Grand Prix. Since they've come on leaps and bounds, and this year have not scored below 70%. Last time out was in Ermelo just last month. They finished 7th in the Grand Prix with 70.782 and 3rd in the freestyle with 77.710. This is their first appearance in a World Cup qualifier. A really good start so far. Lovely crossing here in the trot half pass. Really lovely bend through the body. We want to see not just the horse bending in the direction that it's going. We don't just want to see the neck bend. We want to see the whole horse wrapping round that rider's inside leg, really, really giving in the rib cage. Just unfortunately a little bit unsettled behind, just stepped back. Some nice steps though in the rein back. Good activity here in the passage. Lovely transition in the piaffe. Super activity. You can see the hind leg matching the front leg in the piaffe. 7.5s and 8s from all of the judges, and some really good marks for the transitions as well. Just missed the rhythm a little bit going into that walk transition, but lovely relaxation here. Good ground cover in the walk. We haven't really seen much from an extended walk so far in this competition due to tension, but actually this horse is demonstrating it really, really well. Lovely and relaxed and soft through the body. Really listening to Anna and the aids that she's giving him. Fairly nice there in the canter half passes. Nice and straight on the diagonal in the 2-time changes. Really nice and accurate there in the changes. I think for the higher marks, I mean, it's getting 7s. I think for the higher marks, you just like to see him coming a little bit more off the ground into a more uphill frame in the changes. And you can see there as well in the canter pirouette, just goes a little bit flat. I wouldn't say it goes downhill. It just goes a little bit flat and loses that lovely uphill tendency. Some issues there with the hind leg in the second canter pirouette. And a lovely active transition back into the trot work as they come down the final centre line. This short Grand Prix really is so compact. They don't have any time to think about what's coming next. I mean, the Grand Prix obviously is incredibly difficult, but this short Grand Prix, like a condensed version, even more difficult, I would say. Just a little miscommunication in the transition coming into the piaffe. Better coming back out to the passage. Some good steps in the piaffe there. A great job from Anna Kasprzak and Adept de Massa. A really, really super test. Really lovely and harmonious. I really feel like this horse was completely at one with Anna. Really listening to her. No moments of tension crept in. Just that little blip in the transition going into the second piaffe, on the centre line. But you can just see how he's just taking it all in. Definitely the best walk work that we've seen so far, and here's the score into the lead, 71.211. at E 72.237, at H 71.579, at C 70.921, at M 69.211, and at B 72.105. So into the lead. This is a combination best score, 71.211 for Anna Kasprzak and Adik Demasa. Anna rode, of course, the amazing Dom Perignon at the London 2012 and Rio 2016 Olympic Games and at the World Equestrian Games in 2014. Several European Championships as well as 2 top 10 placings in World Cup finals. So this is the best score on this horse that she has achieved, 71.211. in this short Grand Prix test. Some really lovely work in the Piaffe. This horse has a really active hind leg and really is such a powerhouse, and I just loved the way that they worked together. It was a really harmonious test, a really lovely partnership, and you could really see how much it flowed in the initial trot work, really soft through the body. A great job. And now next into the arena, it is another combination for Denmark. This time it is Nanna Merrald Rasmussen, and she is riding Blue Horse Saint Chufro. Nanna's 29 years old, ranked 15th in the world. This horse is an 11-year-old Hanoverian stallion. This is this combination's 3rd International Grand Prix and only their 2nd of the year. They made their debut in Le Mans in CDI 3-star last year. Into the arena now at this World Cup qualifier. It is Nanna Merrald Rasmussen and Blue Horse Saint Chufro. They came to Falsterbro CDIO 4-star in July. They were 5th in the Grand Prix with 72.326 and won the freestyle with a huge 81.08. And Anna, of course, is no stranger to the Danish team, having competed at the World Championships this year in Herning, where she helped Denmark win the team gold riding Blue Horse Zach. Also competed at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, and several Europeans as both a senior and in the youth classes. This horse is super expressive, very elegant, lovely and uphill in his frame, shows some lovely work in the trot extension, nice and soft through his body here in those half passes, lots of 8s, 8.5s from the judges. Just a little bit unsettled in these halts. Nanna doing the right thing and just letting him find his balance in those. Lots of expression here in the passage work. Travelling there in the Piaffe, you'd like to see it more on the spot for the high marks. You can just see the score dropping slightly with those. Nice and relaxed here in the walk. Fairly good ground cover. Lovely stretching. Could maybe just, if we're being really picky, just stretch out a little more. Really nice in the stretch down. Just want to see the nose remain on that vertical line. A good transition into the canter, just losing the quarters a little bit. Really nice and balanced here in the canter zigzag. Again, really good ground cover in the canter work. And that really coming across here in these 2-time tempi changes. Remember, this horse just 11 years old. So still relatively early in its Grand Prix career. Good in the pirouette. Now into the canter pirouette left. Really super. Lovely balance there in the canter pirouette left. And showing a good clear difference in the extended canter across the diagonal. This is going to be a good score. Is it going to be a combination best? I think it might be. If she can stay on 74, it's definitely going to be enough to take the lead. Great activity in the passage. Some nice steps here in the Piaffe. Again, just travelling in the Piaffe. So she's going to want to work on getting that more on the spot. That's where she's losing the marks at the moment. But a really super job there from Nanna Merrald Rasmussen, and the crowd are loving it. She is riding the wonderful stallion blue horse Saint Jouffroy. What a wonderful, wonderful partnership. They have a very bright future ahead of them. This is just this combination's 3rd international Grand Prix, and what a test it was. Lovely and relaxed in the arena. Really, really super work. Lovely flying changes. That left canter pirouette was absolutely gorgeous. Really, really beautifully balanced. This horse has so much natural energy into a lovely uphill frame. So we have scores coming in now, and she goes into the lead 74.605, 75% from E, 74.079 from H, 76.184 from C, 73.684 from M, and 74.079 from B. A combination best of 74.605 there for Nanna Merrald Rasmussen and Blue Horse Saint Jouffroy. That's what I mean about that lovely power. You can see how uphill he was. Just for me, it was the Piaffes that let her down, and not because the Piaffe was bad. It just needed to be more on the spot. The steps were really nice and correct. It was just traveling a little bit too much, which held the judges back from giving those 8s. But I think if she can just get it a little bit more connected and on the spot, she is going to be in for some really, really high marks. And Nanna really knows how to piece a test together. And obviously that was proof, because she went and won that gold medal out at the World Championships with all of her teammates from Denmark. A fantastic career for this young lady, just 29 years old, and has already achieved so much. She rode Utterup Athilia at the World Cup finals this year, finishing 4th in the short Grand Prix and 5th in the freestyle, 81.239. So she is definitely going to be wanting to take her place at this year's finals as well. Next into the arena, it is our sole competitor for Belgium. It is Marc Peter Spahn, and he is riding Jerome Pole. Marc is 46 years old and ranked 209th in the world. Jerome Pole is 11 years old. He is a Dutch Frisian. This is Marc and Jerome's first appearance at a Western European League World Cup qualifier, although they did compete at the Central European Leagues Brno in the Czech Republic in June, and they picked up both of their personal bests of 68.261 in the Grand Prix and 71.905 for 4th and 5th respectively. Last time out, they were in Samorin in August, finished 7th in the Grand Prix with 68.022%. So in now for Belgium, it is Marc Peter Spahn and Jeroen Pol. They started at Grand Prix in June last year and have seen their scores rise from 63% up to the prestigious 70% mark. Unfortunately, just a little error, of course. Went the wrong way at the end of the centre line. So that's going to be 2% deducted. Good ground cover there in the extended trot. Just came back at him in the contact. You want to see the frame extend as well as the stride. Lovely to see these different breeds competing at the top level of dressage. Good positioning here in the trot half passes. Again, just unsettled into the halt. He says he loves the character of Frisian horses. They do anything for you within their power, and they love contact with people, he says. Some nice steps here in the Piaffe. Nicely on the spot. Some good relaxation in the walk. Could definitely see more ground cover here in the extended walk. Both the extended walk and the collected walk have a double coefficient. So you really want to be making sure that you're picking up the most marks that you can. They can be very expensive. Again, just at times, I would like to see that frame a little bit more open. You can just see him just tucking a little bit behind the vertical. Just like there, as he comes round and takes that half halt before he comes and does those 2-time tempies. Oh, and a little mistake there. Yeah, definitely want to see him come up into a more open frame there in those 2-time tempi changes. Better there in the ones. Just being careful to keep that activity in the second canter pirouette. So down the final centre line now for Marc Peter Spahn and Jeroen Pol. Some good steps in the Passage and Piaffe again. Just would like to see the horse have a more open neck. Just allowing him forward a little bit more. But a really good job there by Marc Peter Spahn and Jerome Paul for Belgium. It is fabulous to see these breeds at the top of our sport of dressage. Just goes to show that anything's possible. Marc is based at Stoelbaren in the Netherlands with his partner and has given clinics in Europe and the US on how to get the best out of Friesians. So scores are coming through. It is 63.132 from E, 64.447 from H, 59.711 from C, 61.816 from M, and 61.421 from B. So into 6th place there. 62.105, a combination best for this partnership in this test. Some really nice work. This horse shows so much expression, lots of talent for the Grand Prix work. As I said throughout, just at times it just tucked back a little bit, the pole dropped and he came a little bit tight in the contact and behind the vertical. So I think for the higher marks you can just see that here, and of course we had those mistakes in the 2-time changes. You just want to see him pole at the highest point, nose on the vertical, and I think then he will be picking up some really, really high marks with this horse. So just 2 more to go now before the break, and we have Bang Zindorff and Thrangarden's Rostov in for Denmark now. Lone is 47 years old, ranked 42nd in the world, and this is a lovely 12-year-old Hanoverian mare. It's a long-standing partnership that made their Grand Prix debut last year. This year they haven't scored below 70%, and last time out had 2 top 10s in the Aachen CDI 4-star, with 71.696 in the Grand Prix for 10th and 76.025 in the freestyle for 5th place. A tall, elegant mare. Some really lovely work so far. You can tell it's a long-standing partnership. Just like to see more bend through the body, a little bit more suppleness there at the end of that half pass to the right. Last year at the World Cup qualifier in Herning, they scored their personal best in the freestyle of a huge 79.525 for 6th place. Nice steps there in the Piaffe and good transitions. This mare has a really lovely active hind leg. Good relaxation here in the walk, really good over track, super stretch. I'd say the best extended walk we've seen so far, and maintaining it nicely here in the collected walk, again covering the ground nicely, really soft and walking through the body. Presenting this mare really beautifully. Lovely harmonious partnership. Really lovely and elegant. You can tell this mare's really listening to her. Lots of ground cover, really nice and forward in those tempi changes. A little bit big there in that canter pirouette. Just like to see it a little bit more centered. Oh, and a mistake there at the end of the one-time changes. That's a real pity. And then just became a bit disunited there in the canter pirouette left. Yeah, after that mistake in the one-time changes, just couldn't quite get the balance. That's a real shame. That's really brought her score down. It just goes to show how one mistake can then influence the next movement, especially when they're so close together. I'm sure she will pick up some marks now for this passage and piaffe on the final centre line. Some really great work. Lovely steps in the piaffe. Lovely energy this horse has. And a super finish there for Bang Zindorff and Frank Rostov. A great job from this Danish rider. Unfortunately, that mistake in the one-time changes and that second canter pirouette has really pulled her mark down. And then, of course, she was a little bit late back to trot after the collected canter. So a few low marks there from the judges. But a really super job there from Bang Zindorff. We just wait for the score before we bring it to you. Unfortunately, with those mistakes, it's not going to be a combination best.
Scores at H, please.
So the scores have been confirmed, and we will bring those to you now. It is 70.263 from E, 67.237 from H, 69.474 from C, 71.711 from B, and 69.474 from B. A total score of 69.632 into fourth place there for Bang Zindorff and Thrangarden's Rostov, a really lovely, elegant mare. I'm looking forward to seeing their freestyle tomorrow. I think she's going to come back stronger from those mistakes today. A really lovely, elegant mare. And I just really enjoyed watching them work together. It was a really lovely, harmonious picture. The mare really lovely and soft. This was when she had the mistakes and that canter pirouette left. But a really super job, beautifully ridden. Just looked lovely and fluent in all of their work. The mare looked really happy in the arena. She looks like she enjoys her work. So next into the arena, it is the final rider before the break. It is Denise Nekeman and Boston STH. This is a 16-year-old KWPN stallion by Johnson. Denise is 28 years old, ranked 54th. This is a very long-standing combination. Nearly 10 years they've been together. They came through young riders and under 25 Grand Prix. Competed at 5 European Championships together. Also regular faces on the World Cup circuit. Had a great year this year with consistent scores in the Grand Prix of around 70%. Some good crossing here in the trot half pass. Again, you can just see some tension in the mouth. You can just see him playing with the bit. That will be bringing the score down. just really preventing him from being nice and soft over the back. Just that fiddling in the mouth. And again, you could just see there him really dropping the contact in the rein back, losing the fluency. Some fairly nice steps in the piaffe again. You can just see that tension in the mouth coming through. Good ground cover there in the extended walk. Could just stretch down and out a little bit more in the extended walk in the frame. Nice frame here in the collected walk. Again, still playing with the bit, and the horse just kicking up there at her left spur. Some good positioning in the canter half passes. Again, this tension still creeping in the mouth. Just like to see him softer over the back and really using his body. Again, there in the canter pirouette, you could just see him drawing back, and then of course that means that she gets that mistake at the beginning of the one-time changes there. Sorry, I take that back, there wasn't a mistake, just a bit of tension again coming into the one-times. Down the final centre line now. Really lovely and uphill in this passage work. The frame really lovely here. Again, it's just him constantly playing with the bit. Super activity here in the passage. Really, really lovely. And into a square final halt. A good performance there from Denise Nekeman and Boston STH. Some nice work from this lovely stallion. A really long-standing partnership, as I said, having come up through Young Rider and Under 25 Grand Prix. Just for me, there was some tension there today, especially in the contact. He was constantly through the whole test playing with the bit, which can be quite distracting. I just think it prevented him from being really soft and through, and that's when she had those few mistakes coming through, him peeking up at her when she asked him to canter, for instance. 69.079 at E, 68.158 from H, 66.579 from C, 69.737 from M, and 68.684 from B. Into 6th place there, 68.447. So that was our final combination before the break. So we just watched the highlights from this test. This horse, super talented. As I said, just the tension creeping through. You can see how much presence he has. Some lovely work in the piaffe. Just would have liked to have seen a bit more relaxation, a little bit more softness over the back, over that top line for the higher marks today. But hopefully tomorrow he can come back in this arena having had the confidence that they've built from today.
Because we have a very exciting second half.
So we have another 8 combinations coming forward in the second half. We are halfway through. And what a first half we've had. Nanna Merrald Rasmussen and Blue Horse Saint Jufro in the lead, 74.605. That's the score to beat. Anna Kasprzak and Adet Dimasa in second, 71.211. Emmelie Scholtens and Desperado NOP in third, 71.079. Lone Bang Zindorff and Thin Gardens Rostov in fourth, 69.632. Jacob, Norby Sorensen and Sharon, the first combination to go there in fifth, 69.368. Denise Nekeman and Boston, who we just saw there in sixth, 68.447. Mathilde Classon and Sandbanks Rio EL in seventh, 64.342. And Marc Peter Spahn and Jerome Pole in eighth. So as I said, 8 more combinations to go. We are halfway through. We have some top combinations to come forward. Daniel Bachmann Anderson, Carina Cassoe Kruth, Dorothee Schneider, Andreas Helgstrand and Helen Langehanenberg, just to name a few. The competition is resuming at 7:50 local time, 6:50 UK time, so make sure you grab a drink and join us back in 20 minutes time.
fresh water meets salt water. A place with more than 1,000 years of history, where the old meets the new. A place where we can revel in music, art and innovation, and feel the pulse of city life. A place where we can escape. Meet me in the rainbow above the city. A place where the days are shaped by youthful thinkers, standing on the pillars of history. A place where things come to life. Where everyone can see the past, present and future all in one day. Meet me in the center of the old Viking Empire, in a European capital of culture. A place where the happiest people alive believe the quality of life stems from pleasure, contemplation and community. Meet me in a cave of wonders, at the highest mountains, on the longest river, where cozy cities meet the wide open countryside, where it all comes together. Meet me where the locals meet the world, and where everything is within reach. Meet me in the Aarhus region. place where fresh water meets salt water. A place with more than 1,000 years of history, where the old meets the new. A place where we can revel in music, art and innovation, and feel the pulse of city life. A place where we can escape. Meet me in the rainbow above the city. A place where the days are shaped by youthful thinkers, standing on the pillars of history. A place where things come to life, where everyone can see the past, present and future all in one day.
Big time.
Meet me in the center of the old Viking Empire, in a European capital of culture. A place where the happiest people alive believe the quality of life stems from pleasure, contemplation and community. Meet me in a cave of wonders, at the highest mountains, on the longest river, where cozy cities meet the wide open countryside, where it all comes together. Meet me where the locals meet the world, and where everything is within reach. Meet me in the Aarhus region.
Welcome back after the break. You are watching the FEI Dressage World Cup here in Vilhelmsborg. This is the short Grand Prix brought to you by Blue Horse. We have had a great start to this combination. 8 combinations have been. We have Nanna Merrald Rasmussen in the lead so far. She is currently sitting on 74.605 with Blue Horse Saint Choufreau. Anna Kasprzak is in second, 71.211, and Emmelie Scholtens and Desperado NOP are lying in third, 71.079. So 8 combinations still to come forward.
which will be taking place
you
in
can
the
see
USA
here
Omaha
the
in
standings
April
at the moment. So the score to
As one of
beat
the
is
most prestigious
74.605 there from Nanna Merrald Rasmussen. As I said, Anna Kasprzak and Adik Demasa laying in second at the moment, 71.211, and Emmelie Scholtens 71.079. Then very close here with the next three, Bang Zindorff, Jacob Norby Sorensen and Denise Nekeman, all around 69-68%. And then Mathilde Classon and Marc Peter Spahn in 7th and 8th place. We have some top combinations to bring you in this second half, with some medal winners to come. Daniel Bachmann Andersen and Carina Cassoe Kruth, they are still to come forward. Carina actually bringing her World Championship ride of Helen's Dancilla. They will be competing 4th to come in at 12 minutes past 8 local time. And then we have Dorothee Schneider, Andreas Helgstrand, Emma Kanerva, and last to go, Helen Langehanenberg in at 8:42. So still 8 combinations to decide who is going to be in the top 15 that will go forward to the freestyle tomorrow. So this is our start list, the final 8 to come forward. Johanna Due Boje and Yessin Rahmouni. They are in just a few moments' time. Yessin Rahmouni and All at Once for Morocco. They are in just a couple of minutes before 8 o'clock. Daniel Bachmann Andersen and Zippo MI. Hero Marshall Bell at the World Championships. This a fairly new combination. Zippo MI in at 5 minutes past 8, and then of course Helen's Dancilla and Carina Cassoe Kruth. So this is Johanna Due Boje, 33 years old, ranked 254th, riding Yessin Rahmouni, a 14-year-old Swedish warm-blood mare by Bocelli. In June this year, Johanna and Yessin had a double win in Flemish CDI 3-star with 71.043%, their personal best in the Grand Prix, and 76.185% in the freestyle. Earlier this month, they competed, finishing fourth in the Grand Prix with 70.674 and 5th in the freestyle with 73.415. They competed here at the World Cup qualifier in 2020, finishing 12th in the freestyle with 74.710 after only making their Grand Prix debut in 2019. So the bell has gone, and we welcome our second competitor for Sweden. Just 2 representatives from Sweden coming forward today. And now we have Johanna Due Boje and Yessin Rahmouni for Sweden. Nicely placed at sea, just leaving that right hind out, getting my lefts and rights mixed up. Nice frame here in the extended trot. Remember, we want to see those frames opening as well as the stride lengthening. Good ground cover. Nice crossing here. Could definitely just see some more bend through the rib cage, more bend through the body in these half passes. A little bit better maybe here to the right. Again, not quite square into that halt at C. Super activity in the passage. Really lovely active hind leg from this mare. You can see she's really able to sit and take that weight. And a lovely transition back to the passage. Lovely connection. And again, great relaxation into the walk. Some good ground cover here. And a lovely stretch, really taking that stretch down and out. We've seen a few today that have just tucked behind the vertical in the walk work. You want to see them really being able to use their body to stretch down into a lovely extended walk. Again, nice and correct here in the canter half pass zigzag. Would just like to see her being able to bend through the body a little bit more in those. Just a little bit more suppleness over the back. Lovely uphill, expressive 2-time tempi changes. Nice in the canter pirouette, 7s from all of the judges for that. Oh dear. Mistakes just at the end of those 1-time changes, which is a real pity as they were going really nicely, and again the rhythm just then affected in that final canter pirouette because of that mistake was just a little bit too close to the whiteboards and just felt a little bit trapped, and I think that's where that mistake crept in and the canter pirouette left. That's a shame. That's really brought her score right down, 66% now. We saw earlier some expensive mistakes in that line as well. Looking really good here in the passage and the piaffe. Nice and active, nice and on the spot there in the piaffe. Some really lovely transitions as well. Lovely and fluent. Keeping that activity throughout. Recovered really nicely from those mistakes in the canter work. So there we have it, Johanna Due Boje and Emmelie Scholtens. A really, really smart mare. Just a shame about those mistakes on that canter centre line. A really nice canter pirouette to start with, and then the changes were going really well, and then a mistake at the end of the changes just led to then another mistake in the second canter pirouette, which brought her score right down to around 66%. I think that final centre line would have brought them back up again. Some really lovely passage piaffe work. Really nice and relaxed in the walk. She's going to be kicking herself for those mistakes though. That's a real shame. So some scores now. 68.947 from E, 67.368 from H, 70.395 from C, 66.184 from M, and 68.158 from B. Into 7th place there, 68.210 for Johanna Due Boje and Emmelie Scholtens. Some lovely work. Just about tracking up there in the extended trot. but really, really super work in this Piaffe Passage. Would have liked to have just seen more bend through the body in both the trot and the canter half passes. You can just see there, just a little bit straight, some good tempi changes in the twos, and I think that was the reaction to the mistake down the centre line with those ones in the final canter pirouette. As I said, a really nice first canter pirouette, but a really lovely mare, and already started, I think, on the next combination. So this is Yessin Rahmouni. Oh no, it hasn't started yet. Thank goodness, we haven't missed anything. This is Yessin Rahmouni from Morocco. He rides All at Once, a 12-year-old KWPN stallion. Yessin and All at Once have had a fantastic couple of years, having competed at both the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games and this year's World Championships. Also qualified for the World Cup final in April, finishing 13th in the freestyle with 73.679. So for Morocco, it is Yessin Rahmouni and All at Once. Fabulous first halt, nice and square on the marker at X. I've seen this combination quite a lot over the last couple of years, and this stallion is hugely expressive, shows a lot of talent, can just get a little bit hot and a little bit tense at times. So let's see how he gets on today. Some fairly nice steps in the extended trot. Could definitely just see a little bit more over track in that for the higher marks. Lovely positioning here in the trot half pass. Again, some great reach here. Slightly better in the half pass to the right than the left. Oh, and a little bit abrupt into that halt at C. Just fell onto the shoulder there. You could just see him getting a little bit tense in there in the rein back. Well recovered from Yessin. How can he keep his cool in this Passage Piaffe work? Some nice steps, nicely on the spot. Good relaxation here in the walk. Really lovely stretching, taking that frame down and out in the stretch. Could just see a little bit more over track for the big marks. Lovely direct transition into canter. Yeah, a bit of tension just creeping in there. Not sure what happened there, sorry. Yeah, the horse just getting a little bit overexcited here in the flying changes. Let's see how these twos go. That's really brought his score down. Just needs to relax, stay more over the back. Can just see him tightening up, can't you? It's like a little bouncy ball, just getting springier and not letting that energy out. Yeah, well ridden by Yessin there in the canter pirouette. Oh, again. Problems with the one-time changes. Just gets a bit overexcited, a bit over-exuberant in the flying changes. Yessin doing a really good job of trying to control that power. This horse has plenty of it. A little modest maybe in the extended canter there. Getting good activity in the passage. Yeah, nice here. Good in the second half of the Piaffe. Just lost a bit of the fluency going in and coming out in those transitions. But a few really, really super steps there in the Piaffe X. And a great finish there for Yessin Rahmouni and the lovely stallion all at once. A really good job, as I said earlier. I've seen this horse quite a lot, and it's great to see how this partnership are really developing. I think that's some of the best work that I've seen him do. Just completely over exuberant in those flying changes today, which is such a shame, and that's where the tension crept in. But actually, I've seen this horse a lot more tense than he's been today. 68.816 from E, 69.079 at H, 67.5 at C, 71.184 at M, and 68.947 from B, putting them into 6th place, a total score of 69.105%. Just a smidgen off of their personal best 70.026 in this test. So just a tiny bit off. Some really good Passage Piaffe work today. And this was just when he got a little bit overexcited. Yessin having to really, really half halt, take that weight back. All at once, really, really wanting to get the work done all at once. And now into the arena, it is another combination from the host nation of Denmark. It is Daniel Bachmann Andersen. He's 32 years old, ranked 9th in the world. He's riding Zippo MI, a 10-year-old Danish warm blood by Blue Horse Zach out of Blue Horse Don Chiffreau. A new combination at Grand Prix this year and already incredibly successful, having never been placed outside the top 4 and never scored below 71%. In Hagen in June, they competed in the CDI 3-star, coming home with 2 third placing with 73.957 in the Grand Prix and 73.617 in the Special. It was last time out, though, in July that they scored their personal best in the Grand Prix for a 2nd place in Falster Row CDIO 4-star with a huge 75.043 and took the win in the Special with 73.723. So into the arena now is Daniel Bachmann Andersen and Zippo MI. Fabulous square halt to start. Having a really good first centre line can make such a difference. It's the judges' first impression of this combination, and just coming down nice and straight on the centre line, having a really good first square halt on the marker, it can pick you up some good marks, and already a 9 from the judge at E. Lots of ground cover in the extended trot. Could just have had a little bit more from behind, I feel, in that. Lovely reach here in the trot half pass to the left, and again here to the right. I would say better to the right, just looked like the horse had more body bend in that one. Again, a lovely square halt, right on the marker. And it's things like that, just not throwing marks away. It's surprising how many combinations either don't halt on the marker. And when I say on the marker, you want the rider's body to be in line with the marker. And not halting square. Not sure what's going on with the bell. Nothing's been flagged on the system. Some nice work in the PF. Lovely and relaxed here in the walk. No overtrack there in the extended walk. Just needs to be careful of this walk rhythm. Nice and supple here in the canter, half past zigzag. This horse looking really relaxed in the arena, really listening to his rider. Some really super two-time tempi changes. Lots of air time in those. Very, very expressive, and again, lovely and centered there in the canter pirouette. 8s from all of the judges for the two-time changes. Beautifully straight. Again, some really good marks for the canter pirouette, 4 8s and a 7.5. Just that final step on both canter pirouettes where it just goes a little bit onto the shoulder, just the weight and the balance just a little bit onto the shoulder there. I think if he can get that last stride up and on the hind leg to come out into that lovely uphill frame, he's going to be getting 8.5s, 9s. This is going to be a good score. Is it going to be enough to overtake Nanna, who is in the lead? It's going to be close. Two young horses up at the top. Just got to be careful of this rhythm. Yeah, better here. Lovely. And into a super final halt, and the crowd are loving it. A fantastic reaction from the crowd there. A brilliant, brilliant test by Daniel Bachmann-Andersen riding Zippo MI. This lovely 10-year-old Danish warm blood. A really, really new partnership on their way up. Daniel, of course, was part of the gold medal winning team at the World Championships this summer, riding Marshall Bell and placing in the top 10 on all 3 days at the championships with up to 83.464% in the freestyle. Daniel was famous for riding this horse's sire, Blue Horse Zach, at championship level. They're regulars on the World Cup circuit and placed 4th at the finals in Gothenburg 2019. And here's a score. It's enough for second place, 74.079, 76.053 from the judge at E, 72.632 from H, 72.895 from C, 76.8184 from M, and 72.632 from B. There you can see Daniel's wife recording the test for him. He will certainly enjoy watching that back. This horse is certainly one for the future. Just a little weaker point in the PF today. Some really high marks for those canter pirouettes and these tempi changes. a real highlight. I just loved how soft this horse was. A really, really lovely, harmonious partnership. Some really super work in the half passes. Daniel really is a fabulous, fabulous rider. So into the arena now. It is a combination from the World Championship gold medal winning team. It's Carina Cassoe Kruth and Helen Stansera. Carina, 38 years old, ranked 5th in the world. Helen Stansera, 11-year-old Danish warm blood mare by Furstenbull out of a De Niro mare. So Carina Cassoe Kruth and Helen Stansera into the arena now for Denmark. So that's actually exactly what I was talking about through Daniel's test. He came in, he halted on the marker at X, a lovely square halt. Carina was about 3 meters off of the marker there. So the judges at E and B just giving 7.5. 7.5 may be a little bit generous, but it was a nice square halt. Lovely steps though in the extended trot. Lovely over track. Good transitions, a nice clear difference. This is such a super mare. Beautiful reach in the half passes. Oh, and a lovely square halt at sea. Good steps in the rein back. Beautiful in the passage. Lovely and active. Yeah, just needs to be careful of the rhythm in the piaffe. Just could do with a little bit more regularity, some really nice steps, and maintained the activity well. Beautiful here in the walk, lovely stretch, a nice over track. Good relaxation. You can really see her walking through the body. Really lovely here in the 2-time changes. Beautiful fluency. Just a little error there. That's a real shame. Only 3 out of 5 judges spotted that. It did happen right at the end. Good into that final canter pirouette left. Good steps in the extended canter. Again, Just love the harmony of this partnership. Really lovely to watch. Super work here in the Passage. A definite highlight for this mare. Now, can she keep it in the Piaffe? Better this time. Yeah, better. The crowd are loving it. They're clapping along down the centre line as she comes to her final hold. What an atmosphere in this arena. And what a test from Carina Cassoe Kruth and Helen Stansera. A fantastic, fantastic job from this partnership. And that smile says it all. Is it enough to take the lead? I think it might be. Our 5th ranked rider in the world. Has she done enough to take the win today? We still have 4 rider and horse combinations to come forward. But what a test. It's going to be close to a personal best. A fabulous, fabulous job. So she's done enough to take the lead. 77.079, 75.526 from E, 78.026 from H, 75.526 at C, 77.368 from M, and 78.947 from the judge at B. So a total score there of 77.079, just narrowly missing out on a personal best. Her personal best 77.632. But it is enough to take the lead in this World Cup qualifier. What a lovely test. Just that little mistake at the end of the 2-time changes, which was such a pity. Some really lovely work. For me, some of the standout was in that beautiful Passage. Really, really nice in the canter pirouettes. Good 1-time changes down the centre line. The crowd absolutely loved it. Really lovely and relaxed in the walk work as well. I think she may have even got a 9 for some of that. Really great job. But now into the arena, it is the wonderful Dorothee Schneider. She is riding the fabulous Faustus 94. A 14-year-old Hanoverian gelding. Dorothee, 53 years old, ranked 24th. So now in for Germany, Dorothee Schneider and Faustus 94. This partnership, highly successful. In fact, they've had a win at the last 4 competitions they've entered. Represented Germany at last year's European Championships in Hagen. Finished 11th in the Grand Prix with 74.985% and 14th in the Special with 74.802. And of course contributed towards Germany's team gold medal. Dorothee herself has won an impressive 6 golds and 3 silver medals from 3 Olympics, 1 Worlds and 3 European Championships, riding Diva Royale, GSP Sammy Davis Jr. and Showtime FRH. She's of course a regular on the World Cup circuit. Nice in the half-pass right. And a good halt there at C. Maintaining that lovely uphill frame. Good active work in the Piaffe Passage. especially in this passage where good transitions good activity in the extended walk. Just was pulling a little bit in the contact. Nice fluency in the transitions. Horse so expressive. That's a huge canter, enormous amounts of ground cover, just lost a bit of the body bend through those canter half passes. For me, I just would like to see it look a little bit more fluent, a little bit more taking the weight behind and coming uphill. And again, there in the canter pirouette, for me, I just like to see the weight transfer more onto the hind leg for a more uphill frame in the canter pirouette. Nice air time there in the ones. Still 4 7.5s for the canter pirouette and a 7. Unfortunately, that little mistake there at the end of the canter pirouette left. That was a real shame, but that's when you can see this horse's power in that extended canter across the diagonal there. Enormous amounts of ground cover, really showing a good clear difference. Again, good here in the passage. Lovely transition into the piaffe. Good rhythm here in the piaffe. And again, a lovely transition out. Very, very nice. 8s from some of the judges for the transitions. 2 7.5s. A really, really super job there. And a great final halt from Dorothee Schneider and Faustus 94. A really, really elegant, powerful horse. A super job, well ridden by Dorothee. She really puts together and presents her test so beautifully. No matter what horse she's riding, she doesn't throw away any marks. Just that small mistake in that second canter pirouette. She had 5.5, a couple of 4s. So that was a real shame. And of course the canter half passes in that zigzag down the centre line. That's just where she lost a bit of the connection. 73.553 from E, 73.684 from H, 70 from C, 73.553 from M, and 73.289 from the judge at B. So into 4th place there for Dorothee Schneider with a total score of 72.816. With Faustus 94. Just those couple of mistakes knocking her down. She was sitting around 74% until those mistakes crept in at the end of the test. This is just where it started to go a little bit awry, getting 5s, 5.5s for that canter zigzag down the centre line. But some really super work. That lovely passage and piaffe down that final centre line. That was masterfully ridden. So just 3 combinations left to come forward now. Can they shake up the leaderboard? We have 2 medalists coming forward, and this is one of them. Andreas Helgstrand, 45 years old, ranked 163rd. He's riding the stunning Jovian, an 8-year-old KWPN stallion. Andreas is, of course, no stranger to the dressage world, having founded one of the most decorated and successful stables for training and sales in the world. He is a double Olympian, having competed at both the Athens and Beijing Games, and famously rode the beautiful grey mare Blue Horse Matin to medal success at the World Equestrian Games in 2006. So into the arena now for Denmark, Andreas Helgstrand and Jovian. This partnership have already won gold medals. They were the 5-, 6-, and 7-year-old world champions at the World Breeding Championships. However, this year it's only their 6th time in the international competition together. Started at Grand Prix in May this year, picking up 277% scores in their first time out with 2 wins. So you have to remember this horse, just 8 years old, so shows so much promise for the future. Great start, beautiful square halt at X. I remember watching this horse as a young horse at the World Championships, and my goodness, he blew me away. So much expression, loads of power. Just leaving that right hind leg out there in the halt and just dropping the pole slightly in the rein back. This horse has enormous amounts of expression. And this is just where you can see is a little bit green. Shows huge promise for the Piaf, but just not particularly established in that work. But again, remember, he's just 8 years old. Huge overtrack in the walk. And relaxed in the walk work. You can just see him slightly bringing his quarters in, ready for that canter transition. Just losing a little bit of the suppleness to the right there in the canter half pass. But again, this horse, I don't think he could be downhill if he tried. Enormous expression in these 2-time changes, plenty of air time, and again, he's going to get better as he gets stronger. Such an exciting stallion, especially with the Paris Olympics just a couple of years ago. The Danish team looking incredibly strong. Again, for the high marks, you just want to see him a little bit straighter in those lines of changes. Just has the most amazing ability to sit on the hind leg. Enormous difference in that extended canter. Wow. The trot work really is where this horse comes into his own. yeah, slightly better there in that Piaffe X. And what a halt to finish on. A big smile on Andreas Helgstrand's face. What a test from this young horse. My goodness, is this horse so talented. 8 years old. Absolutely extraordinary. Already a few gold medals under their belt at the 5 and 7-year-old World Championships. And now already at Grand Prix, scoring into the 70%. I think it might be enough for a podium place. We just wait to bring you those scores once they're confirmed. But my goodness, I mean, he started on 9s for the extended trot. 4 9s and an 8.5. Loads of 8s for the transitions, for the half passes. Absolutely amazing. Just the Piaffe where you can see he was a little bit weaker, and I think again that's just going to get better. 9 for Passage, 8s for the Passage, 76.579 from the judge at E, 74.079 from H, 74.079 from C and M and B. My goodness, 4 judges on exactly the same mark. That's quite extraordinary. So a total score of 74.579. That puts him into 3rd place. A big sigh of relief there from his groom, videoing along. What a test. That was beautiful to watch. And, you know, he's already scoring these super high marks at this young age. It is all to play for, and he is only going to get better as he gets stronger. A very exciting partnership to watch out for in the future. And of course, this horse a breeding stallion as well. Very well ridden by Andreas. He really does have some very, very special horses in his stable. So 2 more partnerships to come forward now. Next up we have Emma Kanerva and Greek Air from Finland. Emma is 37 years old, ranked 50th in the world. Greek Air is 11-year-old by Gribaldi. This combination competed at the World Championships in Herning a couple of months ago, scoring 73.028 for 22nd in the Grand Prix and 72.149 in the Special for 26th place. They've had a great year this year, this being their 8th international. They've only dropped just below 70% twice. So into the arena now for Finland, it is Emma Kanerva and Greek Air. That's a shame, just unbalanced coming into that first halt. Last time out, they scored their personal best in the freestyle and took a double win at Tristorf CDI 4-star with 73.174 in the Grand Prix and 78.210 in the freestyle. Her aim is to ride at the Paris 2024 Olympics. Again, would like to see more suppleness over the back here in the trot half pass. Slightly better here to the right. Just want to see more bend through the horse's body. Not quite on the marker there at C and not 100% square, but some good rein back steps. Lovely activity there in the piaffe, maintaining that really nicely and lovely and on the spot. Some fairly good transitions as well. Scoring 7.5s, 8s, and a 7 from the judges for the transitions. Lovely ground cover here in the walk. Good relaxation. Could maybe have just stretched a little bit more in the extended walk. Just looked like something caught his eye in the corner. Yeah, again, correct in the half passes, but I'd just like to see more suppleness over the back and more bend through the body in those canter half passes. Good expression here in the 2-time changes. Nice and consistent in the frame. 7.5s from all of the judges for the 2-time changes. Oh no, one's just changed up to 8. Canter pirouette nice and centered. Again, another good canter pirouette there to the left. I'd say both quite equally matched, actually. So back to trot and down the final centre line now for Emma Kanerva. Super energy in this passage. Really lovely transition into the piaffe, nicely on the marker there at X. Lovely and on the spot. Really good activity and super transitions. A definite highlight for me. And a good square hold to finish there for Emma Kanerva and Greek air for Finland. A really, really good job from this partnership. A lovely mistake-free test. I thought that last centre line was really super, really good transitions. It was just that first halt that actually let her down. Scored 5s and 6s for that, but then quickly picked up. Very, very consistent in their work, rarely dropping below a 7, plenty of 7.5s and a splattering of 8s throughout. It's going to be in for a good score. 72.737, 73.421 at E, 73.947 at H, 71.842 at C, M 73.421 and B 71.053. So that puts Emma into 6th place there with the lovely Greek air for Finland, 72.737. A really, really super job. Some lovely tempi changes there, 7.5s and 8 from the judges. A great job. We'll just have one combination left to go now. And it is Germany's Helen Langehanenberg and Annabelle 110. Helen, 40 years old, ranked 20th in the world. Annabelle's a 14-year-old Holstein mare. Helen is a regular face on the World Cup circuit and competed Annabelle at last year's World Cup final, finishing 6th in the Grand Prix and freestyle with 75.019 and 78.839 respectively. Last time out for this partnership was in Aachen in June at the CDI 4-star. 8th in the Grand Prix, 73.630, and 3rd in the special with 72.681. So in now for Germany, Helen Langehanenberg and Annabelle 110. Helen has enjoyed previous World Cup final podium placings. She won in 2013 with the prolific stallion at Damon Hill NRW and was second in 2012 and 2014. She also took the 3rd spot on the podium in 2019 with Damsey FRH. She's also a multi-medalist from Olympic, World and European Championships, having picked up 4 golds and 6 silvers. Unsteady in her first halt, so a little bit low to start with, but I'm sure she will pick up those marks as she goes along. Lovely positioning here in the trot half pass. Really good ground cover. Good crossing in the half passes. Again, just not able to have that immobility in the halt. Just drop the pole there as well in the rein back. Here in the Piaf, nicely on the spot, keeping that regularity. 4 8s and a 7.5s, and 3 8s and 2 7.5s for the transitions. Tracking up there in the extended walk. You'd like to see an overtrack in the extended walk. Good activity, or just trotting into the canter there, just a bit of anticipation. Softness here in the canter half passes. This horse just looks really pliable from left to right. Really lovely and supple over the back. Nice air time in the canter. Neat canter pirouette there, lovely and centered. Ooh, just losing the balance a little bit on that canter pirouette to the left. Slightly modest maybe in the extended canter. And lovely activity coming back straight into the trot work. really super here in the passage. Just a wonderful activity. She really does make it look easy, and a super transition into the piaffe. Beautifully on the spot. That really isn't moving. Fabulous work there. Beautifully ridden by Helen. An 8.5 for the piaffe from one of the judges. As she comes into her final halt. That's it for Helen Langehanenberg and Annabelle 110. Our final combination in this World Cup qualifier short Grand Prix. Has she done enough to take a podium place? A fabulous, fabulous test. Definitely going to be in the 70s. It's definitely going to be in the top 10. It's so tight at the top. A really great job there from Helen. Super piaffe work today. As we bring you the score, she goes into 7th, 73.553 for E, 71.974 at H, 71.711 at C, 72.105 at M, and 73.026 at B. A total score of 72.474 for Helen Langehanenberg and Annabelle 110. As I said, she was our final competitor. Look at that piaffe. Scoring 8s from a lot of the judges. Wonderful transitions. A really, really super job. Some lovely canter pirouettes. Really nice extended canter. This horse, as I said earlier, just looks lovely and supple. Really finds it easy in the bending, in those half passes. A lovely, lovely partnership, lots of harmony. So we are bringing out the equipment for the prize giving, but our winner today is Carina Cassoe Kruth and Helen on a whopping 77.079. They took the lead. In second place, also for Denmark, Nanna Merrald Rasmussen, Blue Horse Saint Jouffroy, 74.605, and Andreas Helgstrand Jovian in third with 74.4. A fabulous, fabulous competition that we have seen. The top 4 all Danish riders. Fourth was Daniel Bachmann Andersen and Zippo M.I. In fifth, we had Dorothee Schneider and Faustus 94. Emma Kanerva from Finland, Greek Air, they were in sixth. Helen Langehanenberg, the combination we just watched, into seventh. Anna Kasprzak and Adek Demassa was in eighth. Emmelie Scholtens 9th with Desperado NAP, and to top off our top 10 was Lone Bang Zindorff from Denmark and Thrangarden's Rostov 69.632. A fantastic competition that we have witnessed tonight as we watch the highlights before the awards ceremony. We will see our top combinations coming forward. Our top 3 will, of course, receive their prizes, and the top 15 go forward to the freestyle tomorrow. So make sure you join us back for that. That starts at 2 p.m. Central European Summertime. That's 1 p.m. British Summertime. So as I said, the top 15 from today's competition go forward to that. So unfortunately we will lose Marc Peter Spahn and Jerome Pole. They were 16th today on 62.105. So unfortunately they will not get a place in tomorrow's final. And of course tomorrow's final, that will be where these combinations can pick up the points to go forward to those finals, which will be in Omaha in April 2023 in the United States of America. Not the first time they've held the finals in Omaha. A great venue, and that's what these riders are going to be aiming towards. A maximum of 3 riders per nation. Our reigning champion, I was about to say Helen Langehanenberg. It's not Helen Langehanenberg. It is Jessica von Breda-Wendel. She is our current World Cup champion. She gets an automatic place as long as she competes in 2 of these World Cup qualifiers. She is still on maternity leave at the moment, hoping to come back to competition very soon. So I'm sure she will be back out, and I know for a fact she's got a new freestyle, which I cannot wait to see. A fantastic competition that we have had today. Cannot wait to watch the freestyles from these guys tomorrow. So Carina Cassoe Kruth, our winner from today with Helen Stansera, 77.079. That was her score, her winning score. We know that she can score in the mid-80s. Actually, in fact, we've got many partnerships that have qualified for the freestyle tomorrow that can score in the mid-80s. So make sure you tune in to watch along with us for all the action tomorrow. Nanna Merrald Rasmussen and Blue Horse St. She wait a while. She scored 74.605, and then Andreas Helgstrand just jumped in at the last minute with Jovian on that 8-year-old stallion, 74.579 to top off the 3rd place on the podium. It's been a wonderful atmosphere here in the arena at Vilhelmsborg. A great start to this World Cup, Western European League. This, of course, leg 1. Still plenty more opportunities for these horse and rider combinations to come forward to gain their places at the finals. So we're going to see the top 8 come forward now for their prizes.
World Cup Kort Grand Prix præsenteret af Blue Horse. Først byder vi velkommen til vores gratulanter.
Giving the prizes today.
Ulrik Gerstof Sørensen fra Blue Horse, fra FEI Philippe Manier. Han er Dressage Sponsor Manager. Så er det vores dommer ved C, Maria Koljander. Og så er det fra Organizing Committee, Jens Traberg, Event Director, der nu gør klar til at ønske vores bedste 8 placerede i denne World Cup Grand Prix.
So now we welcome in
time to put your hands together
our
for
top 8. So in 8th place is Anna Kasprzak and Adik Dimasa. They scored 71.211. A fantastic test from this combination.
This 12-year-old stallion producing some
lovely stallion
real
by
class.
Saint-Amour. They are representing Denmark. In 7th place, it is Helen Langehanenberg and Annabelle 110. They're in 7th place with 72.474. A really gorgeous Piaffe Passage shown by this combination. A lovely 14-year-old Holstein mare. Great job, well ridden by Helen. And then in 6th place we have Emma, Kanerva and Greek Air. They were 6th with 72.737, representing Finland today. They were 2nd last to go, an 11-year-old by Graboldi.
What a welcome for German
And
rider.
then in 5th place it was Dorothee Schneider and Faustus 94. They were 5th with 72.816. A really big, powerful horse. A couple of mistakes crept into their test today, so what can they do tomorrow? Such an expressive horse.
And in fourth place.
In fourth place now for Denmark is Daniel Bachmann Andersen and Zippo MI.
74.
A fabulous job there from Daniel. They scored 74.079 again. Another new partnership at this level. Just on a handful of Grand Prix. Definitely ones to watch out for in the future. Really special test from them today.
What a showman.
A fabulous partnership.
Zippo loving the moment.
So that is our 4th to 8th place riders. As Daniel leaves the arena, before we welcome in our top 3, the top 4 from this competition, all from Denmark. Just shows you the strength
FEI Dressage
of
World Cup
the
Short Grand Prix
competition.
presented by Blue Horse. And right now,
So
we have the moment to present to you.
now we have
our
the top 3 coming
athletes.
into the arena.
Led in by the winner.
Our winner, of
She's
course,
done it.
our
It's
gold
Carina
medalist
Cassoe
from the
Kruth
World
and
Championships,
Helen
from the gold medal winning
wins the
team of
Short Grand
Denmark,
Prix in the
Carina
FEI
Cassoe Kruth
Dressage World
and
Cup,
Helen's
presented by Blue Horse
Dansera.
on a massive
A huge congratulations to them. 77.079. A fabulous test. Second place is Nanna Merrald Rasmussen and Blue Horse Saint Chifro. They scored 74.605 and very close behind. It is Andreas Helgstrand and Jovian with 74.579. What a competition. So close between Nanna and Andreas. A really great job for them. Cannot wait to see where this puts them in the
So,
future.
ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the FEI Dressage World Cup Short Grand Prix presented by Blue Horse goes to Carina Cassoe Kruth.
Getting
and
her
Helen
prize now
Dansera
is Carina
on a
Cassoe
massive
Kruth and Helen Dansera.
77.079.
She punches the air. Dancy looking very settled there in the top place.
Yes, she's done it. So, ladies and
A
gentlemen,
fabulous
please be
job.
upstanding
So we
to
just
celebrate
listen
with
now
the
to the national anthem of Denmark.
That is a moment to savor.
That smile says
So,
it all.
Helen Dansera
Carina
is a
Cassoe Kruth
brilliant
is our
partner
winner of
Carina
the Short
Cassoe
Grand
Kruth,
Prix here
taking
at
the Short
leg
Grand Prix
1
and receiving
of the
Blue
Western
Horse
European
gift with the
League
crew bag,
World
the
Cup
muscle
Grand
build,
Prix.
super shine,
Presented by Blue
Russian
Horse.
magic cloth, and the
Carina
Echo
receives
Playful
her
Roots
prizes.
E-Pot bag.
Very well
Og det bliver
deserved
altså
from
dansk
this
sejr i
partnership.
dag her til Carina Cassoe Kruth, Highlights
Huge
Dansera. Hun
congratulations
modtager Blue Horse
to this
gavebag
wonderful
med
partnership.
muscle build, super shine,
Ranked
brush
5th
og
in the
magic
world.
cloth. Og der er en Echo Playful Roots E-Pot bag til Carina Cassoe Kruth for sejren her i denne FEI Dressage World Cup Grand
representative
Prix,
from the
præsenteret
FEI.
af Blue Horse.
Handing her prize from Echo. Dancer, as I said, looking very settled in that top spot.
One of our Danish world champions there once again.
Of course, she won that gold medal at the World Championships this year alongside Nanna, Daniel, and of course Catherine Dufour.
9s for her passage and 5 8.5s for her first passage. It was absolutely
fabulous job from Carina Cassoe Kruth. And this mare is still only 11 years old, so plenty of time for this mare to really shine. Definitely still one that will be looking for a place at the podium in the Paris Olympics in a couple of years' time.
Well, what a lady, what a mare. Super pictures.
They've got
well
a fabulous, very friendly horse.
Really
they have
that,
a fantastic remix of pop classics for their freestyle. So that is definitely one to tune in for tomorrow. Some lovely flowers there for Carina.
Ventilator and Echo Playful Roots E-Pot Bag.
Dancer very settled. And in second place we have Nanna Merrald Rasmussen and Blue Horse Saint Chufro. 74.605 for second place there for Nanna. This horse is as well 11 years old, so both horses there, Dansera and Blue Horse Saint Chufro, both 11 years old. Again, another horse that is destined for future success. And then in third place we have Andreas Helgstrand and Jovian, the 8-year-old stallion. They were third with 74.579. Jovian just a little bit unsettled in this prize giving. Groom doing a great job of keeping him as calm as possible. A fabulous result.
Not
sure if they're going to get the picture that they want. Oh, he's coming back. Quickly, photographer. He's a very tall horse, isn't he? What a striking stallion. As I said, just 8 years old.
So, Carina, could we please invite you now with all the prize giving
fabulous job
to show your...
So now we have the final canter around the arena. A fabulous job from our winner, Carina Cassoe Kruth and Helen Dansera, enjoying their lap of honour.
Oh, wonderful.
A super mare, a super rider, and a super score, 77.079. Can they pick up those 15 points in the freestyle tomorrow as she throws her flowers into the crowd for a lucky person? A fantastic job from Carina. The crowd are loving it. Our winner of this short Grand Prix presented by Blue Horse at Vilhelmsborg, this first World Cup qualifier for the Western European League, Carina Cassoe Kruth and Helen Dansera. In second place, Nanna Merrald Rasmussen, Blue Horse Saint Chufro, and Andreas Helgstrand and Jovian in third place. Some fantastic horse and rider combinations. I hope you have enjoyed watching along with me, Natasha Baker. I have loved commentating on this class. And make sure you join us back tomorrow for more action in the freestyle. It's 2 o'clock Central European Summertime, 1 p.m. British Summertime. Join us back for all of the action here on Clip My Horse. But until then, it's good night from me. See you tomorrow.
nogle døre må man lukke, for at verden kan blive større. Jeg slutter fred med det hele. Alle sammen hver en, mens jeg venter. Oh yeah, på at komme hjem igen. Så godnat Malaga, godnat København. Mine længslers vingesus. Sov godt Michigan og englenes by. Jeg lukker mine øjne i Aarhus. Ja, godnat Malaga, godnat København.